Alrighty, here is the just arrived from Hasbro Pulse War for Cybertron Generation Selects Centurion Drone. And before we get to him, we have to talk about what he comes with, which is this wonderful instruction manual. It's printed in kind of a greenish teal and black and white and gray. And it's got all the steps you would need to make him into all the various weapons that he can turn into, as well as some alternate weapon modes, as well as turning him into between tank and robot form. And it's paper, so you can probably origami it into a crane or George Washington's head as a mushroom, or whatever you wanted to do. So nice value there. And I'm kidding, of course, because we're talking about this little box of fun that has all the accessories for all the toys that didn't come with them originally here in this box. And when you open it up and you pull out the goodies, and it's a lot of goodies. By Grabthar's Hammer, what a value of all the things that come in here. So we'll put this little box off to the side here. And we'll dump out all this stuff. So, first off, almost getting lost right off the bat, is this little Optimus Prime. He is, oh my god. I mean, like, I don't even know if I can get this thing to focus on him. There you go. He is, as you can see, eeny meeny. He is roughly the same dimensions as World's Smallest Ravage, with the bonus of the fact that his head does not come off and get lost in your carpet for 3 hours. He's gray, and I'm sure somebody out there, he has little molded windows. I'm sure, and in detailing on his shins, I'm sure somebody is going to like paint this thing up to like some fantastic degree and make me really sad at how incapable I am as a human. But yeah, little eeny meeny, like there's my pinky nail, and he's not even as long as my pinky nail. He's very small, is my point. So maybe put him somewhere super safe so you don't lose him like that before you don't lose him before Unicron comes out. Because, or you can just say Unicron ate him, but he's very, very small. Like here is, what can I convince him to? Like here is Hup from the Dark Crystal next to Optimus Prime. Just look at how tiny they are in comparison. In comparison to him, he could fit in Hup's spoon. Anyway, I don't even want to put this. I'm going to put this over here on a completely different table so he doesn't get lost. You get a small little sound wave. We got to focus on it again because we made the small Optimus Prime. There we go. Focus back in on this level of stuff. So you get a small little sound wave that does nothing. It is a hollow chunk of plastic painted to look like sound wave, and you can put them on a display. Here is let's see. Here is Trailbreaker's radar dish, and Trailbreaker is not out yet, so we'll set that off to the side, and we'll show that off when we'll show it off with Trailbreaker when it comes out, but it does come in the set. Also included in the set is Ironhide's drill gun. I do have War for Cybertron Ironhide, but I think he's out in the shed because I could not find him in any of my storage boxes here in the house, and I will show this off when we get the Earthrise Ironhide in the set with Prowl when that comes out from Amazon. Also, not quite, where is it? Okay, there should be, Bumblebee's blaster should have been in here, and I had it earlier, and now I gotta figure out where it rolled off to. Because it was in there. Did it fall under Prime? Nope. There's supposed to be Bumblebee's blaster, and I saw it in there when I opened this earlier, and now I don't know where it went. Nope. Curious or incurious, is it in the box? Nope, it's not in the box. It's not in here. It was definitely here earlier. So, here's a picture of it in the box. Really? I didn't even really get, oh, you know what? Hold on one second. That was my fault. I opened the bag in the living room and apparently missed this. Going back in, putting everything back in the bag, it was still sitting on the Alien RPG rulebook in the living room. But there is Bumblebee's blaster. Again, Earthrise Bumblebee. Not out yet, but if you really just have to see it in action, here's a substitute. Here he is. Here's Hubcap holding it. Anybody can hold it with a 5mm peg, but there's the Bumblebee blaster. We also have Cliffjumper's glass gas cannon. And he can hold that instead of his bazooka. All molded in gray, no detail paint, unfortunately. I had been having him hold this little blaster from, I don't know what I got this gun from, but that's what he's been holding. But there's Cliff Jumper holding his gas blaster. Cool. Actually, we'll just kind of set everything back here as we attach things. You get some Energon Cubes. One is full. It has some little bubbles molded into it to look like it's full of Energon. They are hollow here. There's a little peg hole here. I don't know if that's supposed to attach to something or what, but there is a little peg hole there. And same here. And then this one has a little inner piece to make it look like it's being filled, maybe like this, I guess, from the side. And I was going to tell you an anecdote about Megatron filling it up, an Energon Cube, by unscrewing his hand, but that was not correct, because that happened in Transformers number 3, the old Marvel comic, and he wasn't filling up an Energon Cube. He was filling up an oil barrel because they had kidnapped Sparkplug, because being a mechanic, he knows about gas, and the Decepticons needed gas. And then Spider-Man, having just gotten his symbiote costume without realizing it was a symbiote yet, helped Gears rescue Sparkplug. But anyway, Energon Cubes. They clank. You get a small, non-painted mold of Reflector, which again can be held by, it'd probably be better if it was a Decepticon holding it, but other Transformers can hold Reflector in camera mode. You get a small Megatron. It is separate pieces. This barrel extension is a separate piece, but and there is specifically a groove to make sure it goes on in one direction. But once I put it on there, it does not want to come off, and this is such a thin barrel that, one, no reason to take it off. It's Megatron anyway. You can have the pistol by itself, but boy howdy, I just don't feel comfortable trying to yank that off and risk snapping this barrel off. Maybe doable. Maybe I'll drip some shock oil in there and hope that works. But for the most part, if you put it on there, don't plan on getting it off anytime soon. But again, you can have, if you want to have Optimus wield Megatron. So you have to close his hand up a little better. It fits, again, in 5mm. Or Starscream. Actually, where's Starscream? He's back over here. 1 second. Can I get him? There he is. Here we go. We'll have Starscream holding alt mode Megatron there in the background. All right, good job. There is also a small gray Shockwave. And again, these tips do take blast effects. Shockwave has one, Megatron has one, Glass Gas Cannon has one, all that good stuff. Drill Blaster has one. But you can also, again, all molded in one color, but you could just paint that all purple and it would still be as effective as a Shockwave. But you can get a little Shockwave cannon there. We've got a solid gray. You paint most of it black and leave the nozzles gray if you wanted to. But a solid gray jetpack for Sideswipe. And again, other characters with a 5mm peg on their back can wear it, but it does. It is angled and designed to fit Sideswipe slipping back there. So Sideswipe, you've got a little roller that can just go right into Optimus Prime's trailer here. It even has a little peg hole to peg on right there and stay in place. It's a very, very dark blue with black plastic, actually transparent black wheels pegged in. You can plug that on there and store that in Prime's trailer. It's a little bit more proportional. I was using the smaller roller blaster that came with the Legends class or Cyberverse class or whatever they were calling them back in the day. So Prime gets his roller. And then you've got some weapons here for Prime and Megatron. Before we get to those, you also have this cage for Ravage. And it's a little weird because it's just two pieces that pop apart like that. So it doesn't have like an opening door or anything. It's just two pegs on each side that peg into peg holes. And getting it lined back up, going back in the other way is a little bit difficult. But you can put Ravage in there, and you can close it up. And then you can have Hound guard him. So Ravage is in his cage. But you basically just get to, it's basically just a little plastic box. So you can lock Ravage up and then chip him in a ditch. But yeah, So then Hound will guard Ravage back there. And then we get to the big weapons here. Go ahead and take this gun out. Now, one, there is some serious scale differences here. You got this Optimus Prime rifle versus the one that came with him. And, like, this one's a little short and stubby. And this one is way too long. And it's just a little weird. You can have him hold it. I mean, it'll fit in his hand, 5mm peg and all that. But look at that. That's a serious gun for Optimus there. Let's put Ravage back here. Actually, we're going to go ahead and swap this over to this hand because he also has this rifle. Come on. Go in his hand. There we go. He also has an axe. The axe can go in his hand, but it doesn't really... I don't know if this is really more for the Siege version's hand, because it's really tight to get that in there. And then you rotate his fist, and now he's got his axe. I guess that actually works. Oh, he's actually... He is stressing there a little bit. A little stress mark there on the axe. Maybe I did it the wrong way. Maybe it's supposed to... Well, no, it's the same. It's all circular. It'd be the same either way, I think. But hold on, maybe it goes the other way. Maybe it goes on from underneath. Oh, you know what? You do it from underneath. That actually fits a little better. And there we go. His hand isn't quite as in an awkward position. So now he's got his axe and his weapon. And then, of course, Megatron. Not posable. It's just one solid piece. I mean, it actually is a couple pieces you can see screwed together, but there's no hinges in the chain. And you can give that to Megatron. Although, again, the peg seems a little large for Megatron's hand. Actually, we need to shave that peg down because it does not want to go in that hand very well. It's like hitting something in there. It almost feels like it's hitting a ridge in Megatron's hand, but I'm not sure why that is. But for the sake of argument, let's just say he's holding it securely. It fits in over with the square panel on the outside of his hand. There we go. That's good enough for him to hold it. And now he's got his weapon as well. So, like I said, a pretty decent assortment of accessories for figures you may already have or will be coming out soon. You know, aside from who knows when Unicron's going to be out now, but yeah. Like a pretty decent value as a pack-in for a deluxe figure. And now that we've got all that out of the way, we'll take a look here at Centurion Drone. It's based off of War for Stormbringer, I think. One of the old IDW comics had this guy show up in this silver deco. But yeah, there is the Centurion Drone that comes in the box. And there's not a whole lot to say about them. He's basically just weaponizer brunt, but silver.